Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the weekly quantum energy, quantum plasma report. This is Marissa Indigo, and I am tuning in from the forest out in nature in the rain. So hopefully the sound effects will work out here. Well, how are you all doing? Wow. I had to really sit for a while and feel in like, wow, what are we going to talk about this week? Because the energies are ramping up. And welcome to about a week now of Neptune in Aries. So, Aries energy. Let's talk about Mars. Let's talk about Aries, because most people, unless they have a lot going on in their chart with Aries, this is a very challenging energy. And you may be observing people acting like total babies, fighting for their limitations, just wanting to fight, just wanting to argue, essentially really being challenged by the Mars energy and not yet equipped with the tools or the discipline to lift, to raise that energy out of the lower dimensions, out of the lower chakras, and use it for creativity, healing, evolution, genius, new earth stuff, right? So let's talk about Mars. Mars. If any of you went to any kind of med school, biology, when we would talk about the most primal essences of a human being and of animals in general, we talk about the 3 F's. Feasting, fighting, fucking. So that is the most base, the most elementary level of Mars energy. So whenever we have a lot start to happen with Aries and Mars energy, Mars also rules Scorpio with Pluto. What do we see first? We see fighting, arguing over like the stupidest things, just trigger central. And it's really important that all of us come to this with the intent to evolve the energy. It's just energy. It's not personal. What's going to be really challenging for humanity on a collective level, this is what we're here to evolve together. And it starts with you and I. It starts inside, and then we share this, is a maturity anywhere inside of us where we have belief systems, separations, limitations, distortions that are infantile, truly. They're not part of our evolved higher self, wisdom, connection, unity. So you're going to see people, grown adults, they may even be 3 times your age, having temper tantrums like a toddler would. And it's like, wow, what the hell's going on here? And none of this is said with any judgment. This is all observation. The only reason I can speak to this, and I know it so intimately, is because I have my North Node and 7 celestial bodies in the energy of Aries. I have annoyed myself my entire fucking life, okay? It's a lot to evolve this energy because it's so visceral. It's our life force. It's Kundalini. So when we talk about how powerful at a biological, neurochemical, nervous system hardwiring that we are still mammals in a mammalian body, aspiring to be light beings and angelic forces and bringing in all of our divine galactic aspects, yes, those are our beautiful aspirations and we're working on it every day. But then we have to remember that there's a lot going on in this mammalian body, the most basic primal element of our being in the human form. And that we are here to evolve it. So we want to take that energy instead of fighting and wasting that energy. It is an atomic catalytic energy. We want to lift, raise it up out of those lower chakras, up, taking our sacral energy, our emotional energy, raise it up into the solar plexus, merging that with our divine will, the divine solar, the solarian, raising it up even more to the heart, right? And then appropriate expression through the throat chakra, bringing it up higher and higher into the third eye crown region. We're going to start to see how we can use this energy. So this is your opportunity to, on a daily basis, raise that energy. Do not succumb to the kind of Neanderthal level. This is the limbic brain, the reptilian brain, the brain stem, the fight or flight. Do not succumb to that temptation. It's a lot. It's really hard. And so with this, we're talking about also this evolution of the energy inside, going against every biological human base impulse to fight, or to use it in a sexual way. And we want to keep lifting it. And I'm not judging any of these processes. Again, I have been there. That's why I understand. These are very vital energies for reproduction. This is a very powerful life force of Kundalini, God source energy, and how it shows up in different forms here on Earth. So my point with this podcast this week is to illuminate the power of these energies, and that we must be responsible. We must be stewards of this energy, not ruled by the energy, not acting like animalistic behavior, out of control, child, baby animals, like acting crazy. So, of course, what are we seeing all over the world throughout the collectives? More galactic clearing with the war energy and all of this stuff. And yet there's the opportunity to evolve. Those higher templates are all here. They're here within us to build to new earth, to continue to come together, to support each other, to not allow judgments and limitations and all of these old programs to dictate our experience or to cause infighting amongst ourselves. Every community that I'm a part of, everyone is fighting. You're seeing everyone's programming come out. So this is a huge component to understand that we have a 14-year cycle of Neptune in Aries, meaning that we have to evolve the impulse to succumb to our lower sense of self, evolve that ego into the higher self, and take the energy to build new earth rather than fighting over the old earth, fighting amongst ourselves. So some of the themes I'm seeing here are the gender relations, a lot of misogyny. It's important to understand that whether you're in a male body or a female body, all of us have come into a realm that is misogynistic. It's anti-earth, it's anti-female energy, it's anti-God energy, and it's in both men and women. And so some of the stuff I've been observing is individuals are doing their best to communicate a lot of emotional intensity. They're transcending, they're seeing their programming, they're going through it, and they're also trying to share their experiences with other people in the hopes of inspiring other people. And instead, some that are observing this are then attacking that person. So this attack energy, we want to transform this. So when I say this is a lot about relationships, we've got Aries energy is the individual, the first spark of consciousness, the breaking dawn. When your eyes first open in the morning and you get out of bed, that's all Aries energy. It's a beautiful, powerful, and very pure energy in its original form. If it is misdirected, it is what leads to fighting and all of the violence and the hatred and the separation from the illusion of separation, self-preservation, right? So you may be observing the dynamics going up to, a really high decibel level, really loud volume now of people having a hard time getting along. So it's very important that we do the inner work and we align ourselves with our peace, and then we come together. You're also going to see people right now with the Neptune energy when they're in their fog of their identity and who they are, and they're not really connected to their love for themselves. You're going to see people's programming coming up and sabotaging their entire reality. This can be true for all of us. It is so important that you check in with yourself. What do I believe? Do I love myself? Do I love myself unconditionally? Am I loving myself? Am I feeling my higher power? Am I connected with my inner being? Do I feel the exaltation that I am? The soul, the I am that I am, right? Because it's going to really affect our relationships, our goals, what we're trying to build with other people, if they are constantly contracting and deflecting down to their victim consciousness. So the most unconscious aspect of the Neptune energy, which is the mystic and divinity and new earth, well, the opposite of that, the total victim, betrayal energy. Oh, they betrayed me. Okay, yeah, they did. But if you keep holding on to that, I'm going to be betrayed. I'm a victim. If you hold on to that, that's what you're going to have. That's how powerful the energies are, is that you're going to have an immediate bitch slap to the face. Whatever you're believing, it's going to come. Bam. And it's very challenging because if you're trying to work with others, build new earth with others, collaborate, all of this, how do we measure that very fine line? It's like a tightrope walk between the extremes where We can see where someone is, we love them, their soul family, we want to assist them. And finding that balance between being there for them, assisting them to see in a way that is appropriate, that they can also psychologically even handle, and knowing when to pull away for a little bit and then come back, when to know, oh, do I just have to close the door to this entirely, whatever the thing is, because of the energy? So there is a lot of subtle nuance here with regards to relationships, energetic dynamics, and belief systems, and how the individual is so intimately entwined with our relationships outside of ourselves. So we're going to be having this really powerful axis that we are walking between Aries, the individual, and Libra, balance, divine law, justice, relationships, which is our relationship to everything outside of ourself. All people, society, our work, all the things. So you see how crucial this is. So this week I was like, oh my God, what are we going to talk about? Because there's just so much that's happening all at once. It's a lot. I know my nervous system has been jacked. I'm spending time out in the forest every day. We got to totally use our tools now of breath work and grounding in, because there's going to be so much that continues to shock us and awaken us, and like something you thought was true your whole life just melts away, dissolves, wasn't real. You're like, wow. So we really have to work hard to align and get a grip every day, connecting with our love, connecting with our magic and the sparkle. Depending on where you live, you could be seeing so much atrocity, just behaviors, people attacking each other and fighting rather than coming together. So this is why we've been saying this is the ultimate mastery opportunity for us, because we're either going to succumb and fall apart and be divided, or we're going to come together. And so that sacred union starts within ourselves every day, that we consciously choose to align with our highest self-concept and hold a positive sentiment about ourselves and the potential and where we're going. Meanwhile, being so laser focused, not distracted by the false beliefs, the false ego, all of these identities that don't serve, that make us not feel good. Will keep pulling and pulling because they're trying to just be purged out of your subconscious. You can keep walking forwards towards the horizon with your eye focus, your energy focus like a laser on the horizon, and continue to just allow all of the pieces to just fall away. Or you get distracted and you look to the left, or look to the right, down, look up, and you lose your focus. And just know, it's all part of this. This is a 14-year cycle of Neptune and Aries. And in May, Saturn is going into Aries. So the universe is very kind right now, not allowing these two massive soul planets to go forward at the same time. So we are being gifted this opportunity right now to align with our higher self and fully love and have a self-intimacy, so that we really are clear on who we are. Because when Saturn goes into Aries for a large cycle of time, it's going to be, how do we build now? Okay, I know who I am, and now it's time to build the structures of this new world, inside and out. So all of April is an opportunity here to go really deep and to take a good, hard, honest look at ourselves, to understand that sometimes arguments are unavoidable and you can do your best. I'm always a peacemaker. I don't take sides. I don't believe in sides. On Around Earth, there are no sides. So I'm always doing my best to illuminate the energetics at play between all parties. Sometimes that's not enough. People don't want to be told the truth. They want to be a victim. They want you to side with them. This is all human behavior. We're not here for this. We're not allowed to engage and participate in this. We are here for exaltation and to evolve one another, and it's the hard work, right? So that's just a little bit about this energetic that you may be really starting to notice this week. And coming up on Saturday, the 12th, we're going to have a full moon in Libra energy. So there's that balancing of that. Again, the individual and the relationships. How are we communicating? How are we getting along? Does it feel fair and balanced and just? And really using this kind of like a lens or an overlay to look at everything and do your best to stay aligned. Neptune and Aries. warriors of divine sacred truth. Blessed are the peacemakers. Just know that the more conscious you become, a lot of the time, the lonelier it gets. So you hold your people close, the soul family, continue to foster and maintain, nourish these relationships. Simplify. Do not let yourself be distracted. There's a lot of letting go of people, groups, organizations, jobs, whatever, where the energy is just not aligned. It's not willing to continue. It's not willing to evolve. So there is a lot of moving parts this week, and just wishing you all stability and grace through it. Know that we came here for these times. So sure, we're getting tested, and it's all about surrendering the battle within. So when we talk about the energy immediately whacking you in the face, just know that the time of being coddled by the universe, by the energy, is over. It is not going to softly pat you on the bottom and say, oh, it's okay, baby, better luck tomorrow. No, it's actually quite harsh and demanding and tough love. And it will say, get up and keep marching. Okay, you fell down. Well, you're really powerful. Get up and keep marching. So it's a very intense energy. But that's because the times of immaturity and playing small and like pretending or getting stuck in victim consciousness, those days are over. So we're going to really get smacked around if we are refusing to evolve ourselves. And it's important to know this. It's harsh, it's tough love, but the reasoning behind it is that you are more than capable, and it's time to actually own that. You're an amazing being, amazing exalted soul, and that's why you're here at this time, to live in a completely new realm and to create that, to go beyond what we've ever seen to be possible for human beings, bringing in our divinity. So the ascension journey is about to get really good, but we have to be willing to rise to the occasion, keep our eyes on the horizon, warrior up, really toughen up, no longer allowed to be babies. And trust me, I had to learn this the hard way. When I say I have all this Aries energy, Aries can be a huge baby. So it's normal, it's okay. Just allow those aspects to grow up now, because they can. And it's really beautiful. Also having mad compassion for people as all of their programming is coming up. So you'll see people say, like, oh, wow, we're seeing their true colors now. That's a very human expression, but we're just using it to try to share. And we don't have judgment. We don't want to judge ourselves. We don't want to judge people. Our subconscious is being purged so that we no longer identify with it. Neptune and Aries. Also with this energy, it is a very palpable shift. When I talked about getting bitch slapped in the face, but whatever you're believing and running inside vibrationally in your thoughts and your beliefs, it's going to hit you in the face immediately. So for good or bad, it's time to be masters of the quality of our thoughts and the energies that we're holding, because all of these old dormant pieces are trying to leave so we can continue to be our highest self, coming from our love. And getting to enjoy a creative process, a very, very creative process of building and all kinds of innovation and genius and art and all kinds of creative energy instead of destructive energy. This week, I'm going to have Val from Valtopia on for Ascension in the Raw. We're really excited. We're going to pre-record this just because all the things with children and our school schedules, all the things at work. So this will be going live, meaning that I will publish it at 3:30 on Wednesday Pacific time here on YouTube. And we're going to be talking about navigating the void and how, yeah, it's all about you fall, you get back up. You fall down, you get back up. And not wasting any more energy in between during these phases of judging ourselves or admonishing, being hard on ourselves. Just keep learning. Let's keep letting the energy roll forward and move and evolve. So really mastering the energy and moving it through our bodies and enjoying all these different ways with the new frequencies that are here. We are so gifted with what's possible and how fast we can shift, but it's all up to us to make the shift, right? So we look forward to being with you for that. And today, April 8th, is also the official opening launch of Bliss Activators. So if you want to join us activating your bliss and really utilizing tools to get real strong, real centered, focused, and enjoying the pleasure of creativity and healing for yourself, utilizing all of this Mars energy, why not have a lovely divine human experience? We know how ugly it can be. We've been there, but we have the option to choose otherwise and to create otherwise and to do it together. So Bliss Activators, there's information here below if you want to join us for this amazing activation portal and ability to move energy, to be the divine creator of your life. All that information will be in the description box below. And I just thank you all so much for joining me today and just sending you lots of love. These are really deep times. It's not easy to hold our focus and be completely conscious at these times. So remember to have some humor. Remember to take breaks, laugh, don't take it too seriously. Remember the 4 agreements, don't take it personal. Always do your best, be impeccable with your word. I can't remember the other one, you can look it up. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Namaste.